I'm going with Islam because he has a wrestling background, and it's hard to beat wrestlers. So Islam. He may just be one of the greatest fighters in the world right now.
I think Islam is definitely one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's one of the guys for sure. He's a special athlete. I mean, some guys are just chosen to do great things, and I think he's one of those guys. I'm excited to watch the rest of his career. I think he has a lot of work to do, but he's on the right path, and he's just doing everything right. Yeah, he's one of the guys in the sports I respect very much.
Garry Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev, too tough for Garry. Garry has a good striking. I think on the striking, Garry make problem for Islam, but Islam has a good timing of takedown. It's gonna take him down and most likely submit round number 3. So
we all kind of know it's an open secret. He'll be fighting Ian Garry in August. That's a very interesting fight too. And I think, you know, if he beats these welterweights, a few of them, like, he's maybe the best fighter we've ever seen.
My opinion, yes, Islam is like best fighter in the world right now. And like what he doing, like nobody can do. Like even he now breaking the records, like how he Anderson Silva.
I want to prove to the world that I can beat him in his own world. I don't care how long he's trained in that area. I don't care if he's an internationally recognized master of Sambo or not. I'm going to bounce him on his skull. I'm going to take his title. I'm going to take his throne, and I'm going to finish that consecutive win streak. And I'll always be the guy that stopped history from happening.
Former heavyweight champion Jon Jones has made his prediction, and it's sending shockwaves through the MMA world. Backing Islam Makhachev to dominate Ian Machado Garry, his bold verdict has ignited the hype for one of the most explosive fights on the UFC calendar, as Jon Jones left no room for debate, boldly declaring that Islam Makhachev already belongs among the greatest fighters of all time. For one of MMA's biggest legends to give that level of praise speaks volumes about just how dominant Islam's legacy has become.
I think Islam is definitely one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's one of the guys for sure.
Finally, Jon Jones made it clear that Islam Makhachev's dominance doesn't surprise him one bit, calling him a special athlete destined for greatness. He praised Islam for doing everything the right way, insisted his journey is far from over, and admitted he has immense respect for the UFC champion as he continues building an all-time legendary career.
He's a special athlete. I mean, some guys are just chosen to do great things, and I think he's one of those guys. I'm excited to watch the rest of his career. I think he has a lot of work to do, but he's on the right path, and he's just doing everything right. Yeah, he's one of the guys in the sports I respect very much.
Ahead of his bout with Ian Garry, Islam Makhachev started his training camp. Islam Makhachev pushes his body to the absolute limit in a brutal training camp. Alongside his loyal teammates, the champion works through exhausting wrestling drills, heavy weightlifting, and intense conditioning. Every painful workout shows his dedication to keeping his UFC title, proving that success only comes from pure hard work. As the leader of his team, he refuses to quit and trains with the ultimate focus of a true champion. Meanwhile, Ian Machado Garry fired a fearless warning, declaring that even if Islam Makhachev drags him into the grappling battle, he won't be submitted and will rise right back to his feet. Garry dismissed Islam's legendary Sambo pedigree, insisting that reputations mean nothing once the cage door closes. He ended with a chilling promise he's coming to slam the champion, seize the belt, and shock the entire MMA world.
I want to prove to the world that I can beat him in his own world. I don't care how long he's trained in that area. I don't care if he's an internationally recognized master of Sambo or not. I'm going to bounce him on his skull. I'm going to take his title. I'm going to take his throne, and I'm going to finish that consecutive win streak. And I'll always be the guy that stopped history from happening.
However, Usman Nurmagomedov isn't buying the hype around Ian Garry's chances. While he respects Garry as an elite contender, he believes Islam Makhachev's world-class wrestling, suffocating grappling, and relentless ground control will expose the Irish star's biggest weaknesses. Usman also points to Islam's rapidly improving striking, insisting he's now a complete fighter with no obvious holes. In his view, Garry may arrive with the best camp of his career, but surviving Islam's all-around attack is an entirely different challenge.
He's a top guy, and of course he can do something, but I think Islam gonna be prepared for everything, you know, like striking, grappling, wrestling. We know Iangarry, he have like a problem with wrestling, with grappling. Like Islam have a very good control in the ground and very good wrestling, how to take the guy to on the ground, you know, like. And he have like good striking. No, very good fight. My opinion is gonna be huge fight. We will see.
According to Georges St. Pierre, this clash could become a battle between striking precision and elite grappling, but he ultimately leans toward Islam Makhachev. GSP believes Ian Machado Garry has the striking ability to create serious problems if he keeps the fight standing, yet once Islam drags the fight to the mat, the momentum shifts completely. In his view, Islam's complete, well-rounded skill set gives him the decisive edge to walk away with the victory.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight. Jan Garry, it's definitely a tough opponent, very good striker. But Islam once again, his goal gonna be to bring the fight to the ground, and I think if he's able to do that, he's gonna have an edge. If Jan Garry is able to keep it on the feet, and Jan gonna have an edge, so it's gonna be interesting. Islam has the edge in terms of skills because he's more well-rounded. He can do it all, and he, especially with his grappling, he's got an edge in that department, and I think that's what he's gonna try to go for. Maybe he will eventually go up in the middleweight and try to go the three-weight class club.
Now moving to Carlos Prates, who lost to Iangarry in main event 2025, refused to write Iangarry off, insisting the Irish contender possesses the skills to shock the entire MMA world. He admitted Garry has a legitimate path to beating Islam Makhachev, but warned that it would demand the performance of his life. At the same time, Prates emphasized that Islam's relentless pressure, elite wrestling, and championship composure make him one of the hardest fighters on the planet to overcome. In his eyes, this isn't just a title fight, it's a collision where one mistake could decide everything.
It's gonna be a hard fight. I think if he would the guy like knock people out a little bit more, he hurt a little bit more, would be like less hard to beat Makhachev, He do a lot of points. He don't hurt people, But I think he have a chance, really good chance, like real chance, to beat Makhachev, but it's gonna be a hard fight.
Carlos Prates believes Islam Makhachev's greatest weapon isn't just his wrestling, it's his ability to dominate every second of a fight. He argued that Iangarry must constantly escape bad positions because allowing Islam to settle into his grappling game is a recipe for disaster. Prates warned that beating Islam on the scorecards is nearly impossible, insisting the challenger has to hurt or even finish the champion to steal the belt. In his view, if Islam stays comfortable, he'll grind his opponent down and leave the octagon with another dominant victory.
Where do you see Islam potentially winning this fight?
By points, like trying takedowns. I don't know. I don't believe this. But I don't think he's gonna do like he did with JDM, like put on the ground and stay on top all the time. I think some points of the life, Ian can get up, and then he needs to take down again and things like that. But I think the fight's going this way. I think Islam. It's really hard to beat him by points. You need to knock him out, hurt him and knock him out. Make he go out of his game,
right.
Because if he stay comfortable to some punch and takedowns, he gonna win the fight.
However, American professional MMA fighter Henry Cejudo made it crystal clear that fans are sleeping on Ian Garry. He warned that Garry isn't just a striker, he's a complete mixed martial artist with the fight IQ, wrestling, and adaptability to challenge anyone. Cejudo even called him one of the toughest stylistic matchups for Islam Makhachev, insisting Garry has every weapon needed to push the pound-for-pound king into a brutal war.
Ian Garry's he's a competitor, man. When I watched that fight with him and Carlos Prates, I was like, bro, he was able to really mix in the takedowns, kick his lead leg, do the whole nine, control him, and then once you're up, okay, Carlos, I'm gonna be safe, and you can have that 5th round. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, Ian is much more intelligent than people think he is. You know.
Agree.
Yeah. And that's what I tell Kamaru. I was like, Kamaru, I think that's the toughest fight for a guy like Islam Makhachev.
Arman Serukqian didn't hesitate when breaking down the matchup. In his view, Ian Garry's striking and movement could create some early problems, but none of it would be enough to stop Islam Makhachev's relentless pressure. Serukqian predicted that Islam's elite timing, fight IQ, and devastating takedowns would eventually take over the fight, dragging Garry into deep waters where he doesn't belong. He confidently backed Makhachev to dominate on the ground and finish the job with a submission in the 3rd round, sending a chilling warning to anyone standing in the lightweight king's path.
Garry, Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev, too tough for Garry. Garry has a good striking. I think on the striking, Garry make problem for Islam, but Islam has a good timing of takedown. It's gonna take him down and most likely submit round number 3. So
in the end, with Jon Jones, Georges St. Pierre, Usman Nurmagomedov, and Arman Serukqian all backing Islam Makhachev, the confidence behind the UFC champion couldn't be stronger. But Ian Machado Garry refuses to accept the role of underdog, promising he'll shock the world when the octagon door closes. Now there's only one question left. Will Islam once again prove why he's the pound-for-pound king? Or is Garry about to deliver one of the biggest upsets in UFC history? Fight Night will reveal the truth. Everyone has made their prediction. Now it's your turn. Does Islam dominate again? Or does Ian Garry shock the entire MMA world? Comment your winner below and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next.